y'all. Hey Gemini, it's your girl Javy. I breathe this. Back at it again with the general tarot reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Gemini season, happy birthday, bitch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. And actually, yeah, the hat is for you, but it's actually the 1 year anniversary of the channel. So yay. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Shit is rolling out slowly. I've just been so fucking busy. And dreams are coming true. Shit is happening. But I feel like the same thing is happening for you guys. You just aren't seeing it yet. Like, it may feel like scattered chaos, eruptions, things like going awry in some way. But welcome in the newness. Welcome in the chaos. Mercury retrograde like an hour ago. And so here we are. Buckle up. Buckle up. Be sure to check out your Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm doing my best, y'all. I'm doing my fucking best to anyway. For daily tarot readings, check out my Instagram, justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, check out my website, justjeverything.com. And that may be something, you may be making light of your feelings. You may be making light of your situation because your ruling planet is retrograding there, or is now retrograde. There could be something about like bracing yourself or bracing for tension. And so be careful of the filter. We're also using a new deck, the Ethereal Visions Illuminated Tarot deck. It's fucking beautiful, by Matt Hughes. I do wish there were some brown folk in it. I may like Sharpie their asses, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Either way, and Geminis need stimulation, so we gotta switch it up. But here, I have a lot of notes and I'm going to do my best to get through everything. Because when I tapped into your energy, the word that I got was Bookfair. Like, really, that feeling of excitement when you were a kid and you got to go in there and just explore everything and all the colors, all the pictures, everything. It could kind of be sensory overload, but it also could be that new excitement to study, to discover, to learn a new skill, to dive into something, diving into information and stories. Logic versus feelings came up, like who's in the driver's seat, your logic or your feelings. And so that's another download that came through. And also, is your I don't give a fuck attitude hurting someone? Is your aloofness hurting someone, or this like nonchalance? And can you be brave enough to emote publicly? So those were the downloads that came through for you guys. I wrote these weeks ago, so much shit. Like, I have notes from the 20th. It's like the 30th now. Life happens. And so I want you to take a break on yourself, and not just because things aren't going to be going as planned, especially with a lot of the aspects that are coming up. Like, the divine is going to be laughing at a lot of our plans. But either way, Gemini, you get the sun. You got the sun. It's clarity, warmth, and it may feel like chaos, but there is confidence and progression forward that is really coming up. There's definitely still recovery to be had from that full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Had everybody all kinds of Sagittarian mouthed and being bold and inconsiderate, and there may be things that you regret or that you need to apologize for, and other people vice versa, needing or wanting apologies and reconciliation in some way for some kind of hurt. So with that eclipse happening opposite you in your shadow, Sagittarius, there's definitely like a releasing restraint. Releasing things that were holding you back or that were limiting freedom in some sort of way. Freedom becomes a priority, as well as communicating your truth. Whew. And displaying your intellect. So definitely, I don't feel like this week is a good time to launch anything. I would say wait until the new moon in Gemini in order to launch things. But you're getting that Gemini stellium. It's your turn, babe. It's your turn. It's in full effect. And so there is this heightened intuition, heightened intellect. Pay attention to your senses. Pay attention to what your gut is telling you. But beware of the mental overload. Especially, I think this was a couple days ago on the 28th when Mercury was conjunct Venus. There is just this confidence boost, but it also could just still be too much. So don't act in haste. Mercury, as of an hour ago, is retrograde until June 22nd. And so there is just something about like, you could be flirting with disaster here and for a lot of this season. So just no sudden movements. Really think things through. Thank you that cards didn't come flying out because I wanted to definitely get those notes out to you guys. Now take a deep breath. Gemini's the lungs. Empty your lungs. And then taking a full big breath in. Hydrate. Stretch. That's another thing that came through, guys. Another way to get through this retrograde is instead of like responding, get physical. Not violence. Like move your body. Like allow yourself, says the Aries. It's like allow yourself to like run it out or work it out or stretch it out or write it out. There is not a need, oh, I didn't give myself water and I'm telling you to hydrate and I didn't do it myself. There's, sad day. Make sure you take care of yourself. Because we're asking for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this Gemini season 2021. And this Ethereal Visions deck is so beautiful. They may be so reserved. You may be reserved. And this is actually a good way to be. Think before you speak. Don't move in haste. Be very deliberate with your actions. Be very deliberate with your words. Allowing spirit to flow, allowing yourself those beats, those moments to actually hear, to process, to make sure you're not listening with your ego. You're not asking with your ego. You're not listening through trauma or pain, that you're actually taking those moments to process whenever you're having a conversation or when you're taking in some kind of information. All right. First card out, Queen of Swords, baby. You getting in your power. Make sure you're not looking down on anyone. Even though, and I feel like even there's, interesting, it's like even though you could shit on someone, you shouldn't. Queen of Swords, Two of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and then the Nine of Wands. I've been shuffling this fucking deck for freaking days, and I want one more final card. One final card, one message for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2021. One final card, one message. Queen of Swords coming out says there are things to say. Especially when Mercury's in retrograde, of course, that's when we all want to talk. That's when, that's crazy. The Ten of Wands came out. The Ten of Wands and then the Ten of Cups. It's your birthday, I'll keep both. bottom of the deck is the Magician. There you are, babe. There you are. I don't know where this thing came from, that the Magician is a Sagittarian card. It's interesting because it's opposite you, but the Magician is ruled by Mercury. So this is a very Gemini or Virgo, like Virgoan card. And so what I'm honestly feeling that's coming through for you, it's like it's a really important time for you to give yourself time to find the language, because you do need to articulate certain things. There are things to say, and you don't want to speak too soon. Some of you are really in the midst of making some big life choices, to take the road less traveled, or to stay and do what you're used to. But center of the reading is the Knight of Wands, and it's just like, this is you wanting to do bold moves wanting to be made, or the opportunities for bold moves to be made. And whenever you move forward, some of you may have moved recently, or there may be a need to move. That could be something that's coming up, thinking about going somewhere else. Or there could be a younger fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, that is leaving or is moving or inspiring you in some way. And it's like the blindfold comes off, the veil gets lifted about something, definitely about a fire sign. And you're seeing now all the resources that are available to you. But yeah, the resources are there, but just because the resources are there doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard work still, especially while Saturn is retrograde now. Saturn's retrograde until like October 10th. And so these next couple months, it's just like no shortcuts. We're going to have to work for it. You put in work, because you know what's on the other end of that? The Ten of Cups. Fulfillment. You really getting where you want. You feeling really fucking proud of yourself. You establishing your autonomy, your independence by way, it's like setting yourself free of the chains, the Eight of Swords underneath the Magician. Setting yourself free. But there is something about the veil getting lifted. You seeing through. You seeing the reality of a situation. It's like aha moments come in. The Queen of Swords is like, okay, this sucks. This hurts. What can we do with this pain? What boundaries need to be enforced so that we don't ever do this shit again? And, do we need to move on from this person? Do we need to move on from this place, this workplace, this industry? There are decisions about, like, big life decisions, it feels like. With the Two of Wands, there is this, it's like, dare to be different. It's this understanding of what is available to you. The two is after the ace. And so there could be this influx of, this could be a new relationship, or a new attempt at a relationship with a fire sign, or with yourself, or with moving or traveling or going somewhere fun. But either way, it's like a decision needs to be made about a path to take, Gemini. And what's coming up is you taking the road less traveled, because you've already done the same cycles again. And for some reason, it doesn't feel like the road less traveled could be you trying to be fucking heartfelt and emotional and seen and present with yourself or within a relationship. You really tapping into your trauma, the why of things. The Queen of Swords, she's first card out and on the selenite throne saying, hey, what do we need to do to transmute our pain into wisdom and insight and structure and healthy coping mechanisms, healthy defenses, using our sense of discernment, trusting in faith, trusting in the divine, trusting in the fact that you're protected. And you also need to trust in your self-awareness. And there is no more. And that's what I mean. Something about the aloof thing came through. And it's just like, oh, I don't know. And it's just like, that's not going to cut it anymore, Gemini. You can't play that game anymore. And so there is this need to figure out, are you in or are you out? What are you trying to do with this? Is there a long, are you and also the Knight of Wands, be careful, because the Knight of Wands moves really fast and doesn't think. And so he often has to go back and apologize or get some shit he forgot or reroute. The Knight of Wands comes out when it's just like, just slow your roll, player. So there could be someone with heavy fire signs who's very in and out. This is often, for me, the Knight of Wands is like a very fuckboy kind of fuck girl energy. Like someone who's non-committal or someone who doesn't want to set down roots just yet. And this could be you. You could be feeling really bold and having like a big case of the fuckets and wanting to really progress forward and do something out of your wheelhouse, do something that sparks passion in you, but that you're not known for. So also, some of you are seeing the truth about a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Seeing the truth, like the veil's coming off. And I feel like you're seeing the truth about not like their shadow, but your role in it. There's something about acknowledging like the part you played, the fires you lit. Because often, and that's the thing about fire signs that get really like misconstrued, it's like the fire signs rarely will light the fire. They're the one who will just turn that motherfucker up though. It's just like an air and fire. It's just like, whew. So I would say be really careful in your communication and in your dealings with and in your investing in fire signs. There is a need to really take the blindfold off, and Saturn retrograde is going to really help everybody see the reality of everything. The whole hard, cold truth about everything and everybody in your life. And so these could be pursuits, things that you're going after, passions that you're pursuing. It's just like, yeah, you may be seeing the reality or the longevity available to you in regards to these industries. And so there may be a need to come up with another plan, like something else that you're able to do alongside this. For some of you, this could be like, okay, I'm in construction, but my knees are getting weak and I'm getting tired. How long? What's the longevity? So there may be a decision, do I do something bold and like start a construction company versus, and switch it over. So there is this need to really explore the longevity in your current pursuits. And understand that there's going to be a lot of hard work and a fuck ton of rain required to get a rainbow this fucking big, Gemini. I love you, but there is a need to really look at the role that you're playing and everything. And I'm just checking the time. Oh, we're in the 18 minutes. Okay, we can talk. Actually, okay, yeah. We can talk a little bit. This Two of Wands is interesting. And I do feel like Queen of Swords being the first card out, this is you showing up, and I do feel like there is something about heightened intuition. This bird on her shoulder really makes me feel like there's protected. You're feeling protected. Some of you may be getting a new pet, or maybe protecting your pet, or there could be something about like with healing going on in regards to pets. But there is this need to understand. I feel like, interestingly enough, some of your pets are actually like your spirit guides, or like your guardians, your familiar, things of that nature. It's just like there is a spiritual tie between you and some animals. But I do feel like there is something about being protected and also listening to the intuition that you're hearing. Some of you, I feel like your clairaudience is ramping up. Like you may be just more sensitive to sounds, and you may be some of you may be feel like you're going crazy and you're hearing things, but it's just like, no, your intuition is heightening. You're tuning in to other frequencies, and I don't even want to talk about it because usually when I talk about it, that's when my ear starts to ring. So that could be a thing that you may be hearing, like your ears may be ringing. You may just think it's tinnitus when it's actually like information coming in and like angelic work being done. Gemini, it's worth putting the work in. It's worth whatever bold moves that you want to make. And also trust your intuition. If people are like if someone is fire sign or not, if someone is like, you have to question, are they into you? If they're in and out and constantly giving excuses and their time management sucks and they waste your time, you've been put in you may have been like putting in money to try to court them or to sleep with them, or they only want sex, or it's just like, use your intuition. Is that what you want? It's time for you to start manifesting what you want and making bold moves towards what you want. But you can't do that if you're wasting time, energy on things that your intuition has already warned you about. So take the blindfold off. And when you do, you'll see that you've been putting in a lot of fucking work and a lot of fight for something that may not be yours, babe. And that's okay. But it's just like, at least take a look at the resources that are available to you and how you can better use the energy that you have, especially the physical, spiritual, and sexual energy that you have. There is a need to really make sure that you harness your sexual and spiritual energy towards what you actually want. And once you take the blindfold off and see the reality of everything for what it is, yes, it's going to be a lot of work. Don't burn yourself out. Learn how to delegate. Learn how to ask for help. But it's going to be fucking worth it. And you have everything that you need to set yourself free and break free from any kind of chains or stagnation. I love you. All right, Gemini, let's get into it. Please clarify the Queen of Swords for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for Gemini season 2021. I feel like you may have been very direct or sharp, but it's okay to allow yourself to be really direct and honest in your dealings this month. There is, for some of you, some depression or some sadness or darkness or haziness that needs to be cut through. There may be someone with heavy Aquarius placements that you're needing to make a decision about. But it could be, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this is Sun in Aquarius. Excuse me. And I do feel like some of you you may feel a sense of duty to something or to someone. And so there may be decisions that are needing to be made. But the Queen of Swords ultimately is the embodiment of mental transformation. Like, she's the one who, I want to go ahead and match her sword. She's the one who really governs the way that we turn like life's hardest fucking lessons and our deepest depths and darknesses into like understanding and insight and wisdom. These cards are very particular, and it's interesting that it came out the Well. This deck has like a couple extra cards after the World in the major arcana. And what I've read of this is this deep birthplace. This is like very divinatory. You can even see how she's holding the pendulum. There's like smoke around there. There is this reverence that I feel like some of you need to absolutely tap into the well within you. Tap into the ether, meditate, pray. But this is also, some of you have already been there. Some have already done your divinatory work and have already like come to the conclusion that some cuts need to be made for some of you, but also it's just like, it's time to tell it like it is. It's time to be very discerning, and your sense of discernment doesn't need to, like, remember we said logic or feelings, like who's in the driver's seat? How about you let spirit drive for a while? Really tap into your intuition and into your inner knowing before you act, before you speak. Please clarify the Two of Wands, because there's definitely decisions that are to be made. And for some of you, it feels like life decisions. Like, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be when I grow up? Where do I want to live? Some of you there's decision coming up about travel. Nice. The it was the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Some of you, there may be a need to, or there may be issues traveling with family or a need to travel with family. Saturn is retrograde, so money, business, things are going to be slowing down. And some of you are, I feel like, needing to choose between fun and finances, or like visiting family or investing in your business in some way. Or going, the world's also reopening. So this could be festivals or family, things of that nature. Like, what do you want to explore? What do you want to do? How do you want to move? And some of you are really needing to check your motives in regards to something. Because there is just like bold movement that could lead to some irresponsible choices, possibly. And I feel like some of you learn someone's place, because knights do the bidding of kings. And so you need to figure out, are you building someone else's dream, or are you building your dream? And if this is a lover, someone who's very in and out, regardless of their astrological placements, it's like, it's a great start, but then it loves to pursue, and it loves to, it finishes fast though. It ooh, someone may actually come kind of quick, or someone may just be in and out and just not, this isn't long term. And also, if this is your energy, if you're wanting to make really bold moves, understand that that's not sustainable for you. So you're needing to really think things through and accept the reality of situations before you do anything, because this person is not a fan of settling down. And you may be telling yourself that, oh yeah, I'm not a fan, I'm down with that, but it's just like, are you though? Really dig deep, look at your actions. Is this something that you really want? And this also could be a career idea. Some of you just are really needing, it's like, be adventurous. Don't be foolhardy. Don't be, there's a difference between that and being daring. There's a difference between being adventurous versus being fucking reckless or restless. And I also feel like some of you may be really, really hot-tempered. Please clarify the Knight of Wands for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Gemini season 2021. Please clarify the Knight of Wands. The Four of Wands. Yeah, some of you are definitely wanting to travel and go to events. There may be weddings coming up. Some of you maybe you met someone and you're moving really, really fast, and y'all are already talking about marriage or already talking about weddings, and it's just okay, player, slow your roll. Some of you, there could be surprise pregnancies, so now you're okay, let's get married. And just understand that if you rush something, that you may be entering into something with someone who it just feels good for the moment right now. It feels yes, and you're everything for the moment, but this isn't a king and this isn't a queen. This is someone still in action and movement with lessons to learn. And you may be like that as well. So it's don't commit yourself to some shit you're not ready for. The Magician and, actually I didn't even ask for anything, but the Magician and Temperance came out. So this is definitely Gemini, Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius placements. Some of you are really needing to be careful with substance abuse, be careful with deprivation. I also feel like some of you are needing to communicate that you need restoration or that you need a better flow. Some of you are needing to communicate the ways that you may feel starved or unbalanced in some way. And I also feel like some of you are just needing to be really, it feels like Make sure that you have your own independent life, that you're not waiting on anybody. There is this need to just establish your independence, your autonomy, your self-sufficiency, and that is the best way to restore balance and flow in your life. Please clarify the Nine of Wands. What are they not seeing clearly? What does the blindfold need to come off about? For Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For Gemini season 2021, what does the blindfold need to come off about? Who shows the truth? Whoa! Apparently a lot of things. I'm not taking all that, but first thing I saw, okay, Jesus Christ. First thing I saw, oh, there's something else. Yeah, some of you, there's definitely someone with heavy, like Pisces, Taurus, Libra, like Sagittarius, because the Wheel of Fortune is out, sorry. But what you're not seeing clearly is how, like, I feel like some of you could really take better care of yourself. I feel like some of you are trying to make someone, it's like, oh, it made me think of this quote: how you are treated is more important than how much you like someone. Some of you may be stuck somewhere, and what you're not seeing is how what you're not seeing clearly is that you're not honoring yourself, you're not treating yourself as well as you could. You're not taking care of your body and your business the way that you should, because I do feel like you're hung up about something, keeping yourself stuck in an illusion. And there is this, what you're not seeing clearly is that you are uncomfortable for a reason. Some of you, like, you're in a place you don't belong. You're with someone you don't belong with. You're pursuing something that you need to really, really think clearly about. And it may just not be, it may not be that you're doing the wrong thing. You may just be doing it with the wrong people in some way. And this Ace of Cups reverse, Wheel of Fortune, and then the Ace of Wands was reversed. Three of Wands on the bottom of the deck. There's some shit that is getting delayed, because I feel like some of you, there is definitely a Sagittarius or Pisces that it's like on and off. It's cyclical. Like some of you may be trying to make some of you may be trying to make seasonal people lifetime people. And you just may need to release your grip, because you don't have control. The divine is in control. Force is greater than you are in control. And so, yeah, there may be something real there. There may be a new start, a new idea, a new relationship, a new passion, but it's not on your timing. Your timing doesn't matter. The divine's is always going to override yours. And so there is newness that's available to you as soon as you do what you can to turn your back on the bullshit and honor the seasons of your life. And understand that in the ways that you have been up, you can just as easily be taken down, and vice versa. There's a cycle, levels to this shit. The Wheel of Fortune is always in motion and is always turning. And so you are able to feel these aces. You can feel these big shifts coming in. You just may be closed off or scared or clinging to something that you want, versus opening your hands so that you can take what the divine is trying to fucking hand you, babe. New love, new passion, invigoration, and a new beginning. You just got to turn your back and stare your devil and your darkness in the face. I love you.